Hey, everybody, welcome to the first Fandom Spotlight Wizard World collaboration panel celebrating an awesome show, Invincible. I don't know about you guys out there, but this panel cannot get enough of this show. We have a great lineup of people who are really into the show, and we're going to introduce them. I do want to shout out to our partners at Wizard World, and definitely go to wizardworld.com, check out their upcoming panels and live events, and also Wizard World Vault for some great merchandise. And go to fandomspotlight.com for some great news. And I suppose you can go over to Skybound. You know, they got some neat stuff too. But let's go around and introduce our panelists. First, we have Sarah, aka Mama Deadhead. Tell them how awesome you are.
I don't know about all that. You can call me Sarah or Mama. Both is fine. I have not read the Invincible comic series. I wanted to go into this fresh and react to it fresh, and I've been blown away. It's already one of my favorite series. And I can't wait for seasons 2 and 3. We get to react. I'm just so excited.
Absolutely. Katya, please introduce yourself, our newest panelist.
What's up? I'm Katya. Just like Mama, I literally came in the show not knowing anything. As you can see on top of me, there's like the compendiums or whatever they're called. I only read the first issue. Like, that's all I know. And the show is mind-blowingly crazy, and I'm really excited. Me and Mama are the most closest people to talk about this show. I love the show. I cannot wait for more of what it comes. And
awesome. You're not alone. And we have Fandom Spotlight's May Vanders, who does so much, including classic cosplay. May, tell us about yourself.
Hey, I'm May. I've been with Fandom Spotlight kind of since we started being a website. I usually run the background stuff, so I'm not usually in the chat, but we both just started watching Invincible a little bit after it came out. I didn't know anything about it either, and I've really enjoyed just knowing nothing that's going to happen, who characters are going to become, but it grabbed me immediately, so I had to jump on this one.
Live Paris says that she loves May's cosplay, and Diana Pellerano says, I already know this is going to be emotional. But let us introduce our special guest. He doesn't, he's a special guy. From Skybound Entertainment, we have Mr. Johnny Odell. Johnny, talk to us.
I am the Wizard of Oz, the voice behind The Walking Dead and Skybound social media accounts. So that is me. I also help. I produce the React compilations, if you guys have seen those as well. And I'm so excited to be here to talk about Invincible. I'm excited that people are excited for Invincible. So this is awesome.
Well, I'm glad to have you here. And I have to say, May and I did sit down to watch Invincible. And we were actually about to shoot a Walking Dead reaction. And I said, well, while reading, let's just watch the first episode. There were 5 out at the time. We watched the first episode, and I'm like, we can shoot this tomorrow. Let's watch the next episode. We watched all 5 in that evening, and then we were like, oh my God, where's the next episode? Why is it not here? So,
Since then, we've pretty much been watching like midnight when it was coming out.
Yeah, Thursday night, before it was supposed to actually hit, it shows up on our TV, and we're watching it. It's like, oh, I should go to bed. But no, they're Invincible's on. We're gonna watch that. There is that priority. All right, so let's go around and talk about our favorite characters. We know who Maze is, but let's talk about the character that you like the most. Sarah, who do you like the most?
Really hard.
It is difficult. That shirt is just throwing me off.
I actually like the vast majority of characters on the show. There's only a couple that I dislike. I can relate so much to Adam Eve with her parents and her past, but I'd have to say it goes to Invincible Mom. It has to go to Debbie. I adore her. She's precious. From the first episode when she was just like no nonsense, like you're not gonna threaten me because you're a superhero. Like, let me tell you, I just fell in love with her. She's awesome. And just throughout the entire series, you've seen a lot of growth. And I like that she is really smart and she's not scared to go for it. Like, she had that little inkling in the back of her head. She could have really just dismissed it and been like, no, like everything's fine, just totally pushed it back. But she really went for it. And I have a lot of respect for that, because I think without Debbie, that Omni-Man would have destroyed the Earth, because she's that little thing in the back of his head that was like, nope, you have this family, look at this beautiful family. And that's what made him leave. So love her.
So she saved us all, and Earth being destroyed would have been a bad day.
Yeah.
Johnny, Johnny, your favorite character?
Oh man, it's tough. I mean, I love Mark. Obviously, I know he's the main character, so that's not really a fun answer. But he's just really relatable. I mean, when I got my superpowers as a teenager, I went through the same things he did. So it's very similar experience. Now, Mark's great. He brings sandwiches to space, which I appreciate, and that means he's prepared. I like that. But if I had to deviate a little bit, I'm gonna go Battle Beast. He is a beast in the comics. He's a beast in the show. And I know that he beat the crap out of all of our heroes, and so that might, make him a villain, and he is. But he's just so epic and so fun every time he's on screen. So I'm gonna go with Mark and Battle Beast for my pro and con.
But he is so honorable. I need to. It's almost like
you got a new cosplay. We can abandon the governor now. We got Battle Beast. You should
Get him
do
a
all
fursuit.
the actions
That'll
as
be easy.
Battle
Yes.
Beast.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a furry. Which
God.
there's nothing wrong with
I
that.
take it
There's
back.
nothing-
No, I take it back. I take everything back. I regret it all.
Gotcha. Who's your favorite
Uh,
and why?
Adam Eve, honestly, like she just doesn't take no shit, just like Debbie a little bit in a way. And I just love, like, she just like knows herself in a way. Like, she knew she needed to leave out her situation, out of her home. She needed to get out of that toxic situation. She's like, you know what? I'm going to make a life for myself. I'm doing this by myself. I don't need nobody. And I just love how she like helped Mark a little bit, like with when he started being a superhero. It's just like, I don't know. I just love her so much. Like, every time I see her on my screen, I'm just like, just hard eyes the whole time. Like, I just love her so much. And I really want more to see her more in season 2 and 3. So, yeah. And I'm waiting for my shirt too, so I can be like, Mom, let me wear my Adam Eve shirt too. So hopefully it comes in too. So, but Adam Eve, love her.
May surprise us.
Yeah, I don't have a deep answer. I just know, like, he showed up on screen, introduced himself, and I was like, that one. And yeah, true to my brand, I picked like the most obscure and least like fan hype characters to care about, which does save me money, because I'm not trying to buy like every figure of like a popular character. It's hunting the obscure stuff now.
I hear you. Yeah, it's hard to pick a favorite character on this show. I mean, yeah, I can't really do it. I kind of have to say, yeah, I'm going to pass on this question. But what I do love about the show so much is that there have been so many situations. Like, I've been watching Supernatural lately. Every time Dean runs into an attractive girl, she's got no attachment. She's ready to throw down with him right there. And it's like, here we go. Mark meets, Adam Eve, figures out who she is. And of course, she has a boyfriend. That's like real life. You meet a girl, she has a boyfriend. Then she's like, breaks up. She goes and he's hooking up with Amber. This was awesome. This was like realism. And then they're at the college and Amber's like on the balcony with that guy. And he starts talking about his girlfriend. And I'm like, yes, this is not like, everyone's available. This is real life. There's, sure, there's some single people, but, So I would have to say I like the invisible writer behind all this. We'll say I like Robert Kirkman.
Well, like you were saying, I like that they they didn't like force drama with the guy at the college party by making him try to hit on her or her suddenly be interested in him and let Mark come to the party and find them together. And it was just like a sounding board, which realistic.
Absolutely. Matt Paul does say, asks if there is a live action Invincible movie or series in the works. Johnny?
Yes, there is. And a lot of people, I guess, missed this news. It kind of flew under the radar. It came out a few years ago, actually. Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, who have made all your favorite comedies, they and also executive produced this series. They are working on a live action movie adaptation of Invincible that has been in the works for a really long time. I remember the animated show got announced like a year later, and I was like, okay, well, we're definitely getting live action before animated. Nope, animated came and went, and we are still waiting on them to begin production. COVID delayed them a little bit, and they had some other projects to work on, but it is still in the works. It's still going to happen, I hope. So excited to see who even would be the casting for that. I mean, It would be insane.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of talk about the like fan casting Facebook group.
Yeah, I would have no idea. Deborah Ulmer says, hi, everyone. Debbie is great. The show was surprising at every turn. Loved it. Of course, Deborah would think Debbie's great.
We all love our namesake.
Bebe Rose says, I love Robot because at first I thought he was going to turn on the group, but that wasn't the case at all. I mean, not at all. I mean, the things you do for love of, girls who look 12, that's kind of creepy. And Christina Pellerano says, I hate when Omni-Man said that she was a pet, Tim, referring to Toby. And
it's just kinky. It's fine.
Well, Omni-Man, I don't know. Omni-Man was, he just seemed like a big jerk to me. He was.
He became less and less likable for me. At first, I thought he was just like, oh yeah, the hero douche, and then.
But apparently, so he lied and said, "Oh, I'm from this planet, and we go out and help people." Viltrium. And then he basically, when he was watching Mark get the shit beat out of him by all those, supers, basically, that was a big thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was very offended. I was like, how? But then he goes right back to his house and pretends to be shocked.
Yeah.
So it just surprised me.
Oh my, what happened to Mark?
I love that Debbie sniffed it out immediately. She's like, something's off. This isn't, what is going on? And, that's why she's one of the MVPs of the season. I mean, she knew exactly something was up. She was right, of course. And, she acted appropriately. I mean, she's great.
Well, like Sarah, you were saying before we started rolling, I really liked that she wasn't afraid to stand up to Nolan at all. She knew he wouldn't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy to me. I think I talked about that in a few of my reactions that pretty much at every turn she was calling him on anything, don't shush me, just even little stuff. I'm like, this man could just punch straight through your face. And she pulls no punches. She does not care. That's crazy.
But whenever Omni-Man speaks, I'm just wondering, what kind of insurance stories that guy has, because J.K. Simmons did an awesome job. And him being in all those, we've seen it all at Allstate. We've seen kaiju just come out of the air and just smash things, and we have to deal with it. So is it Allstate? I'm not even sure.
State Farm.
State Farm. Okay. Do they drill this into you, Johnny?
It's your insurance, man.
You know your insurance.
We are farmers. Yeah, I mean, it's stuck in my head constantly. I can't. And now it's all stuck in your head. I'm sorry. This was not paid by State Farm, though. I wish it was. That'd be great. We'd all look like 2 Chainz right now. It'd be great, but unfortunately
not. Yeah, so Daddy Longleg says Wizard World said to Wizard World, they did a brilliant job adapting the comics. So obviously a comic fan. And I have to say, since I was apparently a bad comic fan and didn't read Invincible beforehand, it was something that, I had no idea what was happening. You watch the Marvel movies, I watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I'm like, yeah, John Walker's going to become U.S. agent. I knew that going in. Sam will take it back. Yeah, they're mixing things around, but
it's fun, but you kind of know how the season's going to end. It's just how they get there. This is entertaining, but I'm not like surprised.
But the whole thing, and I got to say, it's pretty gory and a lot of fucking swearing and, profanity,
Yes.
so.
Mm-hmm.
Which it's odd that the animated thing from Skybound has a lot more profanity than the live action Walking Dead, which is also, based on a Skybound property. And they just
listen. Walking Dead was originally supposed to be on HBO, but they wanted like total control, so we said no. As if I was like in the room, like no, but I was not. I was like working at Chipotle at the time, I think. But then AMC was like, no, we'll give you guys control too. So it ended up at AMC. But I do wish we somewhere had like an R-rated Walking Dead that looked like Invincible. But it's nice to be able to curse on one of our shows for once. That is very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We were actually debating, did Negan ever drop an F-bomb on any?
I think he did once.
I think he did once.
It was like when Shiva showed up or something.
Yeah, he was like, holy, I don't know if I can say it, but
you can say it. It's fine.
He's like, holy fuck. Yeah.
They got a tiger.
Yeah.
My God.
Oh, that's what he says. He's like, the fucking tiger.
Yeah.
So good. Classic, that guy. And there are bloopers somewhere where he does use the F-bomb. He drops the F-bomb a few times. So I guess buy those DVDs. I don't know. Does anyone have a DVD player anymore?
Well,
they gotta like just post the bloopers online.
Katia has one. All right. Fair enough.
we still have a Blu-ray DVD player, but yeah, the interesting is at the cons, JDM just cannot speak without dropping the F-bombs. So it amazes me when he's on the show and he doesn't. But let's talk about Walking Dead people in Invincible. Who's your favorite casting from The Walking Dead? Sarah, you go for
Sarah's having a reaction here.
So I want to first say that Steven is absolutely phenomenal. Like he is knocking it out of the park, but my heart is just with Kari Payton, and I love Blake Samson too. And I think it's because he stands a little bit toe to toe with Rex, but Blake Samson just has my heart. Like I love his heart because he has an incredible heart, and I love Kari Payton. I think that casting just fits Kari so well too. I think it's just like, knocked it out of the park with that one.
I agree. Katia?
I think Ross, he's literally doing almost every character too. Like he did the voice of the Immortal, and he's doing Robot now, Rudy, I think, right? Is he?
I think so.
I think he is. And I think he did like 2 or 3 more. And I'm just like, I just love hearing his voice, like listening to him as Immortal. I just see Aaron from The Walking Dead. That's all I see. I don't see him as Immortal. But I think he's my favorite for right now.
He was Aquarius. He was Biplane. I have to say Ross is very talented with the.
He is.
Yes.
And when he does a Han Solo impression, and does that finger. May, who's your favorite crossover from Walking Dead to hear?
I'm not sure all of them. Like I would see their names at the end of the episodes, but I wasn't always sure which character they were. But like Sarah said, Carrie was definitely the most recognizable out of them, and he brought he has a lot of energy in his voice that he brings to characters that makes them feel really emotive through even animation.
That's why he's the king. Johnny?
I was going to go with Ross, but I'll pivot and say Lenny James' Darkwing, only in it for the first episode, but because I wasn't sure, but it is kind of effed up that they put in like the Walking Dead actors into the show and just to be killed off in the first episode. Like it's just, they cannot catch a break. I mean, you had Michael Cudlitz Lauren Cohan, Lenny James, Ross Marquand. Who played Sasha? Sonequa Martin Green. Just amazing. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Lenny James. It's fun to see him basically as Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the whole Guardians team is basically the Justice League, just a little different.
Mhm.
Right. And some people are confused. They thought that we were like ripping off the Justice League. It's more of a parody. And it's basically like, what if Superman went nuts and just straight up murdered the Justice League? Like some people are like, oh, they're ripping it off. That's what I thought when I first read it. But it's like, no. You keep reading, keep watching. It's a parody. This is all fun. So
I mean, in that vein, so with the boys, most of their characters are parodies.
Mhm.
And even if you look at like the Marvel stuff with they had the Squadron Supreme, which was their version of the Justice League.
There's no new ideas.
And there's like actually a friggin' Spider-Man in DC shoots webs and everything where similar it's they rip each other off back and forth. And then there's Deadpool and Deathstroke, and then who was the other one that
Well, first there was Deathstroke, then they made Deadpool, so DC made Red Tool.
Red Tool. So
That's funny.
yeah, I would have to
Sorry.
I was gonna say Steven just amazes me that he can sound like a teenager, when he's done stuff with Lauren Cohen, he's got experience. No, he's he's a grown man, and that amazes me. I mean, I do some weird voices from time to time, but sounding younger is a skill that I don't necessarily think I have.
You just gotta take your voice up.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think I'm more of I can be the older person, and I might replace Omni-Man, come on, Mark, so yeah, I can't do it, but yeah, Steven knocks it out of the park. But Sarah, you were going to say something.
I was going to say, I literally had no idea about the Guardians of the Globe getting just absolutely slaughtered. And in my first reaction, there's a good bit that I cut out because I was just like genuinely so proud to see my Walking Dead babies as superheroes on the same team. And I was like, this is like the best thing I've ever seen. And then it was the worst thing I've ever seen. Very rude.
Wow, they're all
Very
working
rude.
together again forever.
I know, I was so happy. Then, yeah, you crushed that. Thanks.
Baby Rose says Debbie's a true queen. She doesn't like Eve's parents. I get they want what's good for, I guess, her, but how they put her down, she doesn't like it. Yeah. Unfortunately, with parents, you can basically, if you want to adopt a child, they examine you up and down, make sure you're going to be a fit parent, but you just want to pop one out. There are some great parents out there, but then there's some who could use an instruction manual. Christina Pellerano says she loves Katya's poster, so you're getting fans from there.
Thank you.
Deborah Ulmer says Ross is always favorite, but Elsie's surprise. I think she did good. Lauren Cohen, I guess, didn't recognize her voice. So yeah, it's amazing the talent that they brought to this. Just so many, and then there's people like Clancy Brown, classic. He's Lex Luthor. He's now a demon. He's been so many things. He's amazing. They need to bring John Glover in for season 2.
Oh,
he could be, some kind of riddling character or something like that.
Also, speaking of, I think Mark Hamill is in the show too, right? He voices Art.
He plays Art, yeah.
Yeah, the tailor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's got that voice that, me too, Debbie, me too. Z Mendoza says, I know nothing about the comics, but I'm looking into them now. Any advice for someone going into the comics after the series? Johnny, this is your pitch time. Sell some comics for Skybound. Dang it.
Oh my God. If you guys think that Omni-Man is dangerous or crazy or powerful, you do not know what is coming for you in season 2 and 3. And I think that this show, hopefully, knock on wood, is just going to keep on going in perpetuity, kind of like Walking Dead, because there is 148 issues of it, I believe, enough to fill 3 compendiums. So there is a ton of content coming. This is going to seem so like elementary looking back on it in like season 7. Like there's just so much to look forward to, and it's worth reading the comics. So to just get a sneak peek, and they will remix a lot of it too. So it's good to kind of compare and contrast.
I can hear Omni-Man now. Remember, Mark, the good old days when I used to just punch you in the face really hard? Well,
yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So
I bet you miss it now.
So
Yeah, I know. I don't know a lot about the comics, obviously, but I'm in the Skybound Insiders group, so I see a lot of stuff like traded through and like people selling stuff. Like people are selling stuff all the time. And there was one particular Viltrumite that I saw in that episode, and I was like, I think I've seen him before. I think I'm worried.
Yeah, I've been seeing memes about that. I'm like, I'm clueless, but I feel something coming.
Yeah, I don't like it.
The big buff guy, right?
Yeah, with like the white hair. Yeah, I don't know who that is, but I've seen like pins, and I don't know. I've seen other stuff too. I'm like,
you guys. Oh, that's who I'm talking about when I'm saying you think Omni-Man is bad. Oh my god.
Oh no, now I'm scared.
You will see.
We got a couple more comments that came through here. Jason Mantzoukas is awesome as Rex. That's from Matt Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Deborah Ulmer says Ezra Miller was perfect for the role he played.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, like I said, the talent in this is just incredible. And so hats off to whoever did the casting. And
I definitely think when they're talking about like fan casting, not all of the actors could play these characters. Like obviously Stephen Young couldn't play a high schooler now, but some of the voice actors could play their characters, like Ezra could play their character. Sure.
Yeah, it was just overall a great thing. Now, what was the most surprising moment for you in the series? Because there was a lot of twists. There was, so Katya, why don't you start us out this time? What was the first like, oh shit, I did not see that coming moment for you in this series?
I think it has to start off in the first episode, basically when Omni-Man just like murders the Guardians of the Globe. Like that just hooked you up. Like usually, like me, I start on a lot of shows. Usually, if the first episode's not that like grabbing to your view, it's like, oh well, I'm not gonna be too enthusiastic towards the next episodes. But this one is like, he kills literally everybody, and you're like, is he under mind control? Is he, you're just having all these thoughts and theories of why this man that is a hero that people look up to him just committed murder to everybody. And you continue seeing on, and that you see his little like things, like he's like suspicious all of a sudden, he's keeping things from Debbie, all of these things. And it's just, I don't know, like just that scene alone, like the whole episode was beautiful, but just that credit scene sucks you in like immediately. Like right now I'm watching it with my mom. We started watching it last night, and she's like, okay, I'm kind of digging it. And I'm just here like, just wait till the end. Just wait. This is gonna hook you up, because she loves it. She's gonna love it. Like it's just something that just shocks you and brings you in. And I'm so glad they did that. But I think that one has the same tally as the train scene in the finale too. I think it's just the gore of it, like the emotions they give and everything. It's just so crazy to me, like how a thing is just so captivating so quickly like that. And I just have no words, because I kept just like imagining it, like you're looking at it in my head. It's like, how could Omni-Man do that? Like, you get it? How can he just do that?
Mm-hmm.
That's that.
May, was there a moment you were like, holy crap? I mean, other than when you saw Cecil for the very first time.
I think it's basically the same for everyone who didn't go into it knowing anything about the source material, because that was the thing that's, supposed to surprise you, that tells you that it's not as, as nice and, normal as it seems. Like, it starts off like, oh, this is a superhero show about superheroes doing normal stuff. And like I said, you don't expect him to be a murderer. So I don't think after that anything could surprise me as much as that, because it was like, well, he's gonna kill more people. So you can't really surprise me. Obviously the train scene was bonkers, but it seemed like something he would do at that point.
Yeah, his total disregard for life. Sarah, was there a particular point, or are we just gonna agree that watching the brutality of him, twisting people's heads around and, what he did?
I'll go with something different. I'll go with something different. There's been a twist in nearly every single episode. Some of my, maybe not a twist or anything like that, but a surprising moment or a couple for me. Damien Darkblood, whenever he's pretty much confronting Omni-Man, and he's like, it's just a matter of time before your son finds out that you're a homicidal maniac. And I was just like, whoa, because I was waiting for a fight, and then Omni-Man just is like, fuck off, and just leaves like with gusto. I love that. But another moment that I was truly shocked by, and like I just genuinely didn't know, like I think my reaction, I was just like, was when the Mahler twins escaped and it was Robot that did it. And I'm like, well, who's good in this show? Which one? Which one's good? Like, I don't know anymore. Everyone's bad.
Johnny's over here just like having such a good time.
Like, I knew.
So Johnny, you probably read the comics. So you have a comic moment that was surprising for you, that you were like, holy shit, this is awesome. Unless there was a show moment you weren't expecting them to do.
Well, there are, I don't want to ruin anything for the comics, so I'll keep it to the show. The moment when Monster Girl almost seemingly died, which I thought was going to be like a big like deviation, like, with the whole Battle Beast scene. I can't remember what episode that was that 5 or 4? That was like brutal, where everyone got like completely decimated. And you're like, oh my gosh, what is the show doing? Like when I first saw it, that was pretty crazy. That was really shocking. And that like hurt. Like I've never been that affected by like a animated show in a long time. I think I was like, man, this is rough. I mean, like part of her skull was like, popping out like this. It was wild. It was like Glenn Negan scene. Sorry, trigger warning. So it
was eye popping, is what you're saying?
Yeah, it was eye popping for sure. Also, when Zazie Beetz is Amber, by the way, Zazie Beetz so well cast. She's basically just an animated Zazie Beetz. Like it's amazing. When she's like, oh yeah, I know you're invincible, but I'm still mad that you lied it to me. Like that was like not as shocking, but that was a fun surprise. That was a cool moment. So
that was kind of like, and I've seen a lot of talk about this in like the meme group. It's like, she was mad that he lied, but she said she was mad that he left when she knew why he left. So why not just tell him that she knew and that she was mad that he lied right then?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was kind of annoying. You're like,
yeah.
Wait, why are you giving him such a hard time? But it was just a fun reveal.
Yeah.
Other thing. Sorry.
I was going to say a few comments. Simon knows it says, LOL, same for him, first episode. Thought it was just another cool hero show as Amazon recommend, and suddenly there was madness. Where there was madness. Matt Paul says, the train scene was super messed up and surprising. Deborah Ulmer was surprised. The things that Omni-Man said about Debbie and Mark in the last episode. He can make another child. It's only 17 years. I could make another child. So, and I'm sorry, May, say what you're going to say. And then I have like a question for everybody.
No, I was going to say a kind of surprising moment that wasn't like mind blowing, but it was just like surprising. Like, well, that was unnecessary. It was when Nolan just left through the roof like a rude bitch.
Like, yeah, prick.
Like
roofs aren't
leave
cheap.
any other way. I'm just gonna, instead of like actually lashing out at her, which it seemed like he would never do. He's like, okay, but I'll punch your wall and I'll fly through your house.
I literally think I said that in my reaction. Like he flew through the roof, and I was like, well, that was rude.
Damn it. Yeah. That stuff isn't cheap. Amy Chibi says, who do you think is better at what they do? Nick Fury, Amanda Waller, or Cecil? So let's go around. What are your thoughts? We'll start with Johnny.
I was about to say I can go first. I don't know who the other people are, so Cecil.
Okay.
Just like the same
Wait,
type
what was
of
the
character
question?
in other-
Who is more what?
Who's better at what they do? Nick Fury, Amanda Waller, or Cecil?
Oh man. I'm gonna pivot and say Val from Falcon and Winter Soldier. She's great. I don't know. I'd probably go Cecil. I mean, Nick Fury's great, but Cecil's like global. Like he has a hand on everything.
May approves.
Yeah, I don't know that I need to ask May. Do you have a different opinion?
But no, I'm just biased here.
Katya,
He's doing
any
a great
thoughts?
job. He's doing great. I'm so proud of him.
I would say Cecil too, honestly. Like, I don't know. I like Nick Fury, but I think Cecil just does. He has to get his hands dirty to get the job done. And I don't think Nick would do that. I don't know. Like, I really don't read the comics that much to know Nick Fury that much. But from what I've seen from the show, from the movies, he wouldn't go as deep as Cecil would to do something good. Look at what he did with Sinclair's robot things or whatever there are. He used them and
he's making more.
And he's making more. So
yeah, which makes me wonder where those bodies are coming from. I mean, you know, are they fallen soldiers or are they, you know, hey, do you want some time off your sentence? Well, we're going to basically turn you into a monster. So it doesn't matter. You're getting out of prison. Yeah, I mean, I think that they have their ways of doing things. I think Cecil, we have seen how far he'll go. I don't necessarily think Cecil, he's got a good heart, especially when it comes to Debbie. And I think he might have a little bit of a soft spot for Debbie. I'm not sure if it's romantic or not, but he definitely, you know, cares a lot about Debbie.
Yeah, I liked, especially in the last episode, they showed that more, especially even with as much as she had been like really bitter towards him the whole season. When she was really in need, he was there, and he was actually kind of focusing on her when she was reacting to what Nolan was saying instead of just, you know, staring at the screen.
Yeah, I wish they would dive into that a little bit more, because that's one of the things that had me a bit confused about Debbie. I mean, I know that she's going to like stand up for like, you know, what she believes in, but it didn't dive into like why there's hostility with Cecil. Like, I mean, clearly there is, like she's been taking little jabs at him, but yeah. I mean, he does have a good heart and he did something really good for her at the end, and she did appreciate it. So is it that bad, or is it just like,
well, I do think Cecil has a tendency to skirt ethics, you know, he gets the job done.
Yeah.
And
I imagine
the niceties,
well, I imagine he also kept pulling Nolan away from the family whenever something was needed, and driving home to him that, like, you know, the world needs you, you can leave them.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Z Mendoza says Cecil is boss. So I think, you know, you people are on board with that. Tyler Bolivar says most surprising moment, Omni breaking down and realizing he loved Mark. I mean, do you think that's what it was? You know, just that little twinge of love? I mean, that sent him flying away, basically deciding he couldn't crush his son and just create another one.
I think
it was that damn baseball game.
It's baseball's fault.
It's America's favorite pastime for a reason.
It's America's pastime. It's Viltrumite's pastime. I mean, what can I say?
There you go. No, I think it may be. I think it's maybe not so much that he realizes that he loves Mark or like has a sense of family. I think maybe it was the fact that he realized that he was weak. I don't think that he can handle that. I think that probably like really got into his head. The fact that he even thought about it, that he didn't just like outright murder him, when he should have
Mhm.
for his people. I think maybe he was just like, whoa. Because it looked like he cried at then, right? When he flew
Yeah,
away.
he had tears.
Yeah. I think he
Yeah.
probably shocked himself there.
Like
Um,
a feeling.
I have,
What
I
is
have a
this?
feeling-
Yeah, Trevor Golding says Cecil said they were fallen soldiers. I take it that you don't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't know how many fallen soldiers that they have
They
just
keep
lying
getting
around.
shredded by Nolan, his little troopers every time they're in his house.
I mean, I'm not saying that I would totally 100% object to him using, criminals who kind of deserve to,
He's recycling.
yeah, people who are really beyond redemption. I'm not talking about jaywalkers. Jaywalkers can probably be re-educated, but if they're like,
Well,
they
we
want
should
to
get
take
the Waller
rapists,
twins as one of those things.
that would be something. Speaking of which, who's your favorite villain? Do you have a favorite villain that we came across, or a favorite, or a secondary character? They're like, no, I don't like any villains. Fuck you, Kyle.
I
would say
Usually-
Omni-Man. I would say Omni-Man if he didn't call Debbie a pet. Very disrespectful. Battle Beast is really cool. That's super tough.
Battle Beast. Gotta
No.
be Battle Beast.
Do we count? Does Titan count? Does Titan count as a villain, or is he like an anti-hero? Because I love Titan.
He's
Titan-
kind of he's an antagonist now because he's like got the underworld.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, he counts as a villain.
Okay,
I think-
Titan.
I was expecting him to be more of a character, but I like the leader of the alien invasion that just kept coming back,
The lead blacks.
more and more determined. I was like, oh, okay, I this is a new villain. I can like this guy, and then he's gone pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when I saw Omni-Man go through to that world and basically devastate it, and he was there for a while because a few hours,
Yeah,
and yeah, and he didn't age really because as he said, it's like Viltrumites don't
right.
age that quickly. He just, grew some facial hair and had to how does he shave? I'd like to know that. He doesn't have the mirror and the heat vision
Maybe his hair
like
isn't
Superman.
invulnerable because that doesn't actually make sense. His hair, it's not.
I mean, Negan has like a 0.5 shave on the side of his head every time we see him,
He's always
and he's
got
like
that
supposed to be in
fade.
jail. I'm like, who is giving him? Yeah, he has like pomade. I'm like, who is giving him these products? Who is cutting his hair?
Yeah, that is.
How is anyone washing their hair to actually look kind of like soft? Like Maggie's
That's
hair
why-
looks great.
That's why Daryl Dixon exists. So it's like, all right, here's what you would actually look like if this was happening.
He gets to look real, and everyone else like, no, I
Everyone
wash.
else is like salon
makeup.
quality.
Apparently, they shave their bodies sometimes whenever there's like a scene.
I mean, why not?
Well, I mean, what are they using for toilet paper? What are they using for feminine products? What are they using for a lot of things?
We just don't
did
think
they
about
make
it.
some bidets? Are they? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
I had to pull up a comment here because someone made a good point in my comment section. They said, this one got bloody quick. Great episode. My only complaint is that his teeth magically grew back. I know it's a nitpick, but maybe that's just how it
I
works
was
with
thinking
those-
about that.
That's
I did
how-
wonder
When
about
it
that.
happened, I was like, how are they
Same.
regenerating?
I
Well,
commented.
he's Viltrumite. He's not human.
I was like, maybe they gave
regenerate.
him fancy dental implants at the hospital. Like, I don't know.
No, I mean,
Yeah, that-
I would.
X-Men, yeah.
He's not necessarily human, so maybe
I guess-
Viltrumites grow back their teeth when
Yeah.
they can
Healing
pretty much
also
recover
counts
from
regenerate.
anything.
Yeah.
Z Mendoza says isotope. What the fuck is isotope's thing?
Oh, yeah. It's another character we didn't get to see a lot of. There's a few characters I want back really bad. Him, Titan, Damien Darkblood, please come back.
Well, they sent Damien back to hell, which is very
He's
rude.
come back from there all the time.
This is not supernatural.
You don't know.
We'll see like two guys walking on the street. Hey, Sammy, what's going on? Hey, Dean, calm down.
But hey,
Sarah,
if they bring back Damien, I'm down.
Yeah,
I wanna see
Sarah,
him.
before getting to a point when you were talking about when he went to that alien's world and he said, Earth isn't yours to conquer. And then
Because it's mine.
many episodes later, he was like, because it's mine.
That's right. I don't
So
want
we
anyone to
still
conquer
were
Earth
thinking
but
that.
us. Yeah, it was. I have to say, overall, the first season just rocked so much. And if that's the comic book, now with the story in the comic book, Johnny, since you're probably more familiar than any of us are with it, were there significant differences, or is it pretty true?
Yeah, there were some differences. It followed the comics, pretty well, but there was some significant differences. There was also some minor ones. Like I like that, they changed the race of Debbie and Mark, which I thought was a great addition. There were some other things. I'm trying to remember it all. I need to reread it. I read it years ago, and I need to go back and read it again. But no, I mean it stayed pretty true, and it was really great. I'm just glad that you guys are so happy with it. Honestly, like we were just expecting, like I don't even know if we expected like half the reaction that we got. So this is great. The fact that we're doing a whole panel about this is incredible. So go read the comics. It's all in the Skybound shop.
Yeah, and use this coupon code so Johnny gets some money.
Commission.
I wish I got a commission, guys.
Got that
I wish.
affiliate
I
link?
really did. I really do.
Yeah, you got an affiliate program because
Who wants to be my intern for free? I will pay you in Invincible comics.
I think you got a couple volunteers, maybe.
Okay.
If I had time.
Yeah, time is the fire in which we burn. So final thoughts, or since obviously Johnny, kind of what's coming up. What do you think is going to happen with the Martian storyline? Because that is totally left hanging. With those, it's like we have the Martians who are being overrun, and then we have the actual astronaut who was replaced and is now on Earth somewhere. So both of those things are seeds that will hopefully bear fruit in season 2 and 3.
And Dr. Seismic has like lava monsters now. What?
And he's alive?
Yeah.
Where'd he come from?
There's just
I wish I had story details on seasons 2 and 3. I really do. I don't even know. I'm not sure if they've been working on it already, but I knew that they were going to get renewed. I didn't know for season 3 though. I had heard season 2 and we were going to announce it in the summer, and then just kidding, we're announcing it now. I don't know. I think there might be some kind of war coming. I mean, we'll see. I've heard some rumors. We'll see what happens, but I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't want to give too much away.
Well, I think anything that they showed at the end of the season, they're planning to deliver on. I don't think, like,
Accurate.
some shows, I'm not thinking of any in particular, but I know I've seen several shows just, set up plot lines and then never touch them again in the next season. But I trust that anything they're showing us has a purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what I'm more excited is seeing Alan if he does go to Earth and like actually have the Earth experience. That's what I want to see the most, honestly, because I like Alan. I really do. Yeah.
He can go to high school. I like how expressive his little
I know.
brow is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cute.
so
I hope we get to see Urath. Yeah, Urath seems to be very important.
well, I mean, with that conversation at the end, it does look like there's a big galactic war and Earth is going to be bought in as a part of it. as probably one of the front lines of that war. So I think we're going to see a lot more death, a lot more destruction, but a lot more heroes, a lot more heroism. And Cecil will probably be really fucking busy.
Oh yeah.
He'll have plenty of fallen soldiers to deal with and turn into those things. I think I do think there's going to be a lot happening. In fact, this war coming may solve the problem for the Martians, because those other things might be like, oh fuck, this is not what we bargained for. They may leave. Maybe you're like, you Martians, we're sorry. We didn't mean to intrude. We didn't realize that you were under the shadow of, Earth. And
oh no! What we need to do is get Cecil to get the teleporter up and running and send all those things to Omni-Man's planet.
Yeah, that would.
There you go.
Oh my god!
I don't know that it has that kind of range, but
we can hope.
But yeah, it would be like it's like Scotty and the Tribbles. Just I beamed the ball over to the Klingon ship, sir. Was no trouble at all. I would imagine that would be one way to at least distract the Viltrumites for a while.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I'm really looking forward to seasons 2 and 3. It's been so much fun. And coming from like a reactor point of view, I want to say that the fandom has been like so delightful. The only time that, fortunately, I have mods to like get rid of all the comments with like comic spoilers in it. There's only been like one instance where someone wanted to explain why a certain character I dislike acts the way that he acts. And I'm like, I don't care. So my mod hit it, but like no spoilers, like no hate, like everyone's just been so delightful and wonderful. And I went into it kind of worried because I normally come from the view of like having read the comics or like I know the source material. That's normally how I go into everything. And to not, I was like, oh no, like I'm worried everyone's just gonna think that I'm not even into comics, all of this. But they've just been so amazing and so sweet and so nice. And I love you guys. I love the Invincible fans. You guys rock.
Mm-hmm.
So do we have a favorite scene in, of all this first season? Johnny's thinking hard. I can smell it from here. And he's on the other coast. May, why don't you share your favorite scene?
Okay. Big surprise. Basically, when they were trying to kill time with Nolan and stop him, and Cecil teleported down and just kept jumping away from him so he could keep delivering his monologue. And, just, I don't know, was he running the teleporter or was someone running it for him and just taking him out of that every time it came close? But no, that was just cool. Like, he was basically teasing Nolan like a bullfighter and just standing right in front of him, and he just kept winning and just really frustrating him. And I was like, that was very impressive. The BDE was off the charts.
Though I think he was very lucky that Nolan left, because if he hadn't left, if he had killed Mark, he probably would have came straight over to Cecil because he knows where the headquarters is.
Yeah, he would have gone there next. That's what they were all like preparing for.
They would be melted. And she's bringing in cats. Johnny, did you figure out something? Hi, Sky.
Oh, I love the cats. I want to put cats in the React thumbnail sometimes. Maybe I will one of these days. I just need to get a good angle. I don't know. I'm gonna let the rest of you guys decide what your best scene is. There's so many.
So then you can say me too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I can ride your coattails.
Sarah, do you have one?
Two that come to mind is one when it's revealed at the end that Titan was manipulating everything, because I felt like so used, loved it. I was like, yes, that's exactly what I want in a character. And then the other one was when Omni-Man, I'm not going to call him Nolan. He doesn't deserve that anymore. He's Omni-Man. when he comes home and Debbie is just absolutely zonked. And, and I don't know, I just felt that in my soul, maybe because I'm like that in some of my reactions when I know that something big is about to happen. Just like, just have a bottle of wine or two and then kick out the strongest man on the planet. Yeah, love that scene.
Katya?
I think I'm gonna go with Mama. Like I literally had it already in my head. The scene where she confronts Nolan, like she tells him, "I found the costume in blood," and she's like, "How long were you gonna keep it from me?" And he's like, "I just want," like he wanted her to find it so they can have this conversation. He never wanted to tell her straight up. He wanted her to find it so she would be the one to come to him, because he knows that she was going to confront him. She wasn't going to keep it from him. And that's I think a scene that I really love the most, because it shows you that Debbie just isn't scared of Omnia. He is the strongest man in the planet and probably the universe. And she just really doesn't care. Like, I'm here like always like holding my breath, like thinking he's going to kill her. Like, yeah. And he just doesn't touch a hair on her. And it's just so crazy that I would have been scared. I even say in all my reactions, I'm scared for her. And it's just, she really has balls. Like she has big beach-sized balls, you know? So those scenes with Debbie just confronting Nolan and just picking those things on him, it just shocks me every single time. She really is just a superhero in my own opinion too.
Absolutely. So. We talked about that a little bit after. I was like, I'm so genuinely surprised that, like, as an example, that Omni-Man didn't come back and just kill Debbie in front of Mark.
Mm-hmm. Like, I really thought it was going to happen.
See how little I care for this pet? For me, I think one of the most fun scenes was when Invincible shows up and stops that creature from killing William, and William looks up and he's like, Mark, you're invincible, Mark. You know, it's like, you know, yes, he had the goggles on, but you know, it's like that scene in Green Lantern where he's like, you know, it's like, Hal, what? Just because I can't see your cheekbones, I'm not supposed to know it's you? It's like, it's the same type of thing. It does get me that no one realized Nolan was Omni-Man. I mean, that mustache is distinctive.
He's very distinctive.
I can see no one necessarily realizing that, you know, Adam Eve, which apparently at the end, it turns out she's not as famous as she thought. Because they're like, oh, yeah, you're the duplicates. No, that's duplicate.
I'm the pink one.
Yeah, I'm the pink one who, you know.
Oh, okay.
Can manipulate things and change forms, and which I would think that's quite a power. I mean, if she can change things on the atomic level, I mean, I don't think that she would normally use it on a living being. But I'm wondering if she can manipulate the atoms of a Viltrumite and change them into, like, you know, turn them inside out, or, you know, whatever.
And obviously she didn't need to, but sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
I was just gonna say, as far as people recognizing her, obviously she didn't need to not be recognized, but could she change her own appearance if she can change that much?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, she has really like people sleep on her powers. Like, her powers are insane. Like, she's basically Scarlet Witch. She can move doors. Yeah, I mean, she has like the goated powers. So and she does obviously play a bigger role in the comics going forward. So I'm excited for you guys to also do that. It's hard to pick a favorite scene. I like little moments. Like, I like when Rex Splode was like trying to like wipe away the blood, and everyone was like getting in their like fighting stance to like stop him. That was cool. I like the room with like the light, where it's like, oh yeah, there's just we put this stuff in the water that you guys cannot see a certain frequency of light. I'm like, are there people who aren't drinking tap water, who are just drinking like straight Dasani, who can see this? Like, I'm curious, but anyway, there's a lot of fun moments in there.
Does that stuff wear off if you switch to Dasani? Will it eventually, you know, wear off?
What if you filter your water?
Yeah, what if you filter? Yeah, exactly.
I have a Brita cup. Does that mean I can
you go on a trip for 2 weeks and you only keep buying bottled water because the town's water tastes funny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like at the end of Fantastic Beasts where it's like, oh yeah, this powder fell from the sky or whatever. And so now everyone forgets. It's like, what if you were inside during that? What if you were
Or
traveling?
had an umbrella.
Wait a minute. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, well, this is why it's called suspension of disbelief. And I'm sure that there are other delivery methods to make sure that people can't necessarily see those wavelengths of light. So, and I'm actually curious to see if the immortal will return. And if
Looks like it.
They're trying to put them back together again. Humpty Dumpty
Again.
once again getting,
I mean, it's an interesting power. You're immortal, but you have to be put back together by other people. So if someone doesn't want to put you back together, you're
fucked.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting. You never get to see like the person, really come back to life and like try to avenge themselves. Usually once they're dead, but it was funny. He woke up and he remembers and he's like, you son of a bitch. And he like immediately goes to him to fight him. I thought that was a really great moment.
and immediately gets killed again.
Immediately gets killed again. Yeah.
Final question, because we're really in overtime here. Do you think that Robot gave them the wrong plans, or that the Immortal was just so friggin' pissed by getting killed by Omni-Man that he overrode that control mechanism? Or did Robot basically, rip him off? Or
I'll say
think?
I thought he was genuinely that pissed that he broke it. I think I said that in my reaction to him, like, no, I don't think they gave you the wrong plans. I think that man's just mad. He's just really mad.
Do people agree, or do you think?
I kind of disagree, because I think in my reaction I said that the thing wasn't working. I think Robot sabotaged it. I feel like, why is Robot, the protector of the world, gonna give these villains and a thing that actually works? And someone in the comment section said, no, it didn't do it because he was just so full of rage. But you just don't know, because they don't really say anything. But I personally think he just gave him faulty instructions to do the thing. It's like, oh, you needed to get a screw, and he just didn't put the screw in the plans.
They were found afterwards. I don't know if they showed how they were found or if he told on them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Told on them? Is that what we're calling it? Told on them?
He
Tattletaled.
They tattled,
Tattletailed,
and that
yeah.
wasn't better. So
Snitch.
What are your thoughts, Johnny? Do you have any insights?
I actually do have some insights, so I'm going to plead the fifth on this one. I'm going to let you guys discuss it.
yeah, he was sitting there like trying to.
It's like, I know Robot personally, and he told me. Does it come up in future comics / possibly?
I mean, hey, listen, it's possible. You're just going to have to read them from the Skybound shop. No. I'm just kidding. God, I wish I got a commission. Oh, man, I'd be pushing those books so much harder. Anyway, but I still should. You should still read it. So.
Yep.
Yeah, I got the impression that I think Robot did not anticipate that they would actually use the plans, because he figured he was going to take him in right away. So he's like, here's the plans, but you're never going to be able to use them because I'm taking you back to jail. And then this whole thing with Omni-Man happens, and he's like, well, this supersedes it. I'll deal with this later. And yeah, I just think the Immortal was just so angry. I mean, it would make sense, in a way, for the Robot to, tweak the plans that they didn't work, because obviously they made changes to the body, which he anticipated they would, with like neurotoxins and, control devices and all this stuff. And he's like, take him out. Don't worry about it. I knew you were going to do it. It's in your nature, you friggin' scorpion, so people know what I'm talking about there. I like that. So yeah, I think that it could go either way, but I think Robot wouldn't have bothered to doctor the plans because he figured he was taking them in right away. So That is my thought. All right, let's go around. Let's final word on Invincible and shameless self-promotion. May, you can shamelessly self-promote yourself.
Okay. Well, as far as final word, just everything I said earlier, I'm very excited for the upcoming seasons. Don't hurt Cecil, and make more merch of him. I can be found everywhere as Maiden Art, and I work with Fandom Spotlight.
All right, Katya.
I'm just really excited for season 2 and 3, and I think I did say on my YouTube channel that I'm confirmed in doing season 2 and 3. Like, it's like, maybe not. No, I don't know. I'm gonna be busy. No, like, it's set in stone. If I'm busy, those plans need to change because I'm doing Invincible. But like May said, I can be found everywhere on Twitter at It's Just Katya. Literally, It's Just Katya. And yeah. How I hit myself.
Ouch. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say you are not actually related to Daniel Salazar.
Yeah, he's my uncle.
He is?
He is my
I'm sorry
uncle.
to hear about his mental issues.
Yeah, I know. It's been very hard in the family.
And Skid Market's her nephew.
Yeah.
Oh, lucky.
Him
I
and
thought
all of
we
the
saw
way
Skid
chill.
Mark before, but over at Sarah's house. Sarah.
You can find me at Mama Dad Head on pretty much everything. Going to be doing a lot of stuff on Patreon. And just want to say that I will also be doing seasons 2 and 3 on my channel. Can't wait. The finale put this show as one of my favorite shows, which is crazy because there's only been one season and like such a little amount of episodes. But also, since we didn't talk about it this panel, respect to Donald. Love you. Sorry about your death. But yeah. That's it. Love Invincible. Stan Debbie.
Johnny?
I'm at Johnny Odell on everything. So follow me there if you want. If you don't, just keep living your life. It's all good. Also, I run Skybound and Walking Dead socials, like I said at the top. So follow those, engage with my tweets. Just give me constant validation, and that'd be great. But no, follow all these wonderful people. I have enough validation constantly, so go follow them instead.
But we obviously want to urge people to check out the Skybound Walking Dead compilations of reactors.
Yes. Yes. Please watch those. I produce those. My lovely editor Ryan edits them, and we have a great time with it. So
right, unless he makes you do it because he's doing something else, and then it's
yeah.
I know how that
the
is.
Invincible compilations.
I wanted to. Amazon did not want us to put any spoilers in them, so I was like, "What's the point?" So I said no. So now that it's over, I am thinking about doing that.
Interesting. All right. And I have been your host, Captain Kyle. I would like to shout out to our partners again, Wizard World. Go to wizardworld.com. Check out their wonderful lineup of upcoming panels and upcoming meet and greets with some great celebrities from horror and nostalgia and all kinds of stuff coming up that you definitely want to check them out. Wizardworld.com. And of course, we're with Fandom Spotlight, which is at fandomspotlight.com and on YouTube and on Twitch and on Facebook, and we're everywhere. We are Fandom Spotlight, spelled Lite, because we didn't feel like spelling it right. That's pretty much it. Thanks everyone for watching. Definitely, if you haven't watched all of Invincible, watch it. And we spoiled a bunch of shit for you, so sorry.
Why are you here?
Why are you here? If you've already watched it, go watch it again. Get the comics, go to the Skybound shop, and we're all looking forward to seasons 2 and 3, and they better hurry. And we'll see everyone next time. Thanks, and as always, everyone out there, have fun. Follow your fandom.